Hey guys, and here we are back with another video, and I hope you are all okay on that side of the screen. And today here I am with the two best Android TV boxes available on the market right now. And we are talking about the Nvidia Shield TV 2019 and Nvidia Shield 2019 Pro. Now, as you can see, I also have got the 2015 and 2017 versions right over here, as we have used them and reviewed them and shared all the information to that side of the screen. And one of the questions that you might have at the end of this video is, Robert, I still find the 2017 and some 2015 models available on the market. Should I get one of those, or should I get the 2019 or 2019 Pro? Which is a totally fair question. Now, I'm going to try to answer that question not on this video but on the next one, where we are going to compare all of them. Today I just want to focus on these two, which are the latest one, and starting with the normal version 2019, which I do believe that it has a really interesting design and a really smart design, especially for those that want to hide this on the back of the TV or on the back of something that you have on your living room or on your bedroom. And if you ask me, hey Robert, do you really like or enjoy that design? Now, personally, I do prefer the older design, which is right here on the 2019 Pro, 2017, and on the 2015, which had a bigger size. But that is personally, I do see the advantage, and I do find this design really smart. Although personally, I prefer the other one. Now, if we look at the 2019 model, on one hand, we've got one side, we have the power input, which is a direct AC input, and I really love to see this on any machine. I would have loved to see this on the 2019 Pro model, but we still are using a power adapter, but that's the way that it is. Now, we also have a gigabit Ethernet port right over here, and then on the other hand we have a HDMI 2.0B output, and also a micro SD card slot for expansion in terms of storage, and also a small button which, when we press, it will locate the remote control in case we lose it. Which is actually really nice, because sometimes we don't know where we have placed the remote. Now, when we look at the 2019 model, Pro model, it's exactly the same as the 2017. Same size, same design, same materials, great quality. It is the same design as the 2015, but in a smaller footprint. In terms of ports, we will find the exact same, which is a power input, and then the gigabit Ethernet port, HDMI 2.0B, and then two USB 3.0 ports, no micro SD card right over here. So one of the differences between these two is that USB for storage right over here, micro SD for storage on the 2019 regular model. Now, in terms of specifications, guys, really quickly, they share the same SoC, the same CPU. We are talking about the improved Tegra X1 Plus. In terms of RAM, the 2019 model has 2 GB of RAM, storage 8 GB of storage with Android 9. On the 2019 model, the changes is that it has 3 GB of RAM and 16 GB of flash storage with Android 9. By the way, Android 9 is present on all these versions. Even the 2015 version at this moment has Android 9, and one of the great things of having one of these machines is that 2015, we are in 2019, and we are updated, and for a few more years I do believe that all of these machines will be updated with the latest version of Android. So although they are not cheap, and I will leave links down below so that you guys can check out prices and compare and so on and so forth, at the end of the day we have to think it's worth it or not, depending on the way that we use these machines. Now, storage wise, if you ask me, hey Robert, 8 GB and 16 GB, do you think that's too low? In my opinion, it doesn't matter, because we will have, well, it matters, but we will be able to expand the storage on this model and expand the storage on this model. Micro SD, USB, easy. I can easily put a 256 GB a micro SD card right over here, or a 250 GB SSD right over here. Nonetheless, in 2019, I do believe that the consumers, us, we would deserve at least 32 GB right over here. This is my personal opinion only, and 64 GB right over here. Because if we compare 2015, 16 GB of storage, 2017, 16 GB of storage, 2019, 16 and 8 GB of storage. So I would expect 32, 64, that would be great, or at least 16, 32. I don't know. Now, in terms of features, guys, one of the things that we have to be realistic is that in terms of video playback, in terms of audio playback, in terms of Android tvOS, of course, and I'm not talking about even the Apple TV 4K, which is one of the machines that I use as well, but in terms of the Android world, in terms of these kind of machines, if you can't find features right over here, you will not find it anywhere else. It's capable of almost anything. Anything that we throw at it, they will play. For example, 4K HDR Red, Dolby Vision HDR10, Dolby Atmos, DTS, X surround pass through, and so on and so forth. So video and audio without any issues at all. And if you want to see all the details and specifications, links down below, and on the Nvidia website you will find all that information. But this just to mention that they've got all the features that we can find on a machine today. Now, one of the things that I was impressed, it's not about the specifications, not about this and that. By the way, benchmarks on the next video, we will compare all the 4 machines. But one of the things that I was impressed was with the AI upscaling, which basically will pick 720 or 1080 video content and then upscale to a 4K TV, of course, that content using a firmware and hardware, and of course artificial intelligence implemented by Nvidia really smartly. And honestly, I still haven't used a machine that was capable of doing this. I did try it on Netflix, I did try it on YouTube, and also on Kodi. It worked great, and I believe that it will work on any other piece of software out there. And what I did was to try to find details on actors' face, people face in this particular case. And if you take a look, on the left side is always the side without the upscaling, the artificial intelligent upscaling, and on the right side is where you will find the upscaling, which gives me a really sharp image, a lot more sharp image than the usual upscaling, and it will give me a more brightness, a more clear image. So really impressive what Nvidia did here, and usually I don't get that impressive with one or other feature, but in this particular case I have to give to them, they did a great job right over here, because we have a lot of content in 1080 and most of us as 4K TVs at this moment. At least that's what I believe on the conversations that I've got here on YouTube with my subscribers and so on and so forth, but most of the content is still 1080. So this upscaling makes total sense and it's great. One of the things that I would like to mention is that it's really hard for me to pass to that side of the screen, because I'm recording with the camera and then the video will get compressed while editing and will get compressed going to YouTube, and I'm afraid that I will not be able to show completely, but hopefully you can get that detail right over there, that it has a much sharper image. Now, one other thing that really impressed me, and when I did see it for the first time, I didn't like it, was the remote control. The first time that I saw it on pictures and videos, I saw, well, I'm not going to like this triangular shaped remote, but after using it for a few days, I really enjoyed the remote. And one thing that I'm expecting is that Nvidia to release it as a standalone so that I can purchase it for my 2015 and 2017 Nvidia Shield TV models, because it makes total sense. Now, first of all, it has a great feature, which is the backlit buttons, motion activated. So when we are in a dark environment, which is normal when we are watching a movie, when we move the remote control, it will light up the keys, which is just great. And then it has the normal keys. I'm not gonna bother you guys with what we have here. All of you will know what the directional buttons are, the microphone button and so on and so forth, but there is something that I also love, which is the fast forward and rewind button, which were not present, and it makes total sense once again in apps like Netflix, YouTube, Kodi. If I want to fast forward or rewind at this moment, I don't need to go up and down with the menus and fast forwarding or rewind. I just need to press one button once or more if I want to double the speed and so on and so forth. But it's just great to have this key right over here. And then at the bottom, of course, we have the Netflix button, which is probably the less useful one, but it's great for those that use Netflix all the time. I'm one of those. Every day I watch a series or movie, something like that, which is great. Now, one more feature that I really enjoy on any remote, not only this one, is that it's powered by two AAA batteries, which will last longer than what we had on the 2017 version with those round batteries, and of course much better than the 2015 remote, which was an internal battery that lasted for only about a week or so. So this remote right over here, the best. Room for improvement, I do believe there is room for improvement on everything, but I do love it. And it also has an IR blaster that can be used with a TV or any other receiver, which is great. Now to finish up, guys, just to mention for those of you that are new to this kind of machine, there is something which is exclusive to Nvidia Shield TV, which is the GeForce Now service, where we can play games from their servers, which is great. We have seen that here in the past, so if you search my channel you will have a lot of information about that. And then we also have a not exclusive service, which is the game streaming. That is not exclusive to Nvidia, as we have seen. We have used it on a lot of Android machines right over here, but it's also great, especially when we have a set with the gamepad where we can play games from our PC to a Android device, in this particular case the Nvidia Shield TV or Nvidia Shield TV Pro 2019 models. Now to finish up, one of the limitations that I did find, especially for those that use Plex at this moment of the recording, and you can see the date right over there, hopefully Nvidia will be able to change this. For those that want to run a Plex server, that will not be possible on the 2019 regular model, only on the 2019 Pro model. And if you ask me, hey Robert, why is that? I don't know the answer. Honestly, I don't know. 2015, 2017, 2019 Pro model, all of them will be able to use, as we did in the past, Plex server. This one right over here, at this moment, it's not capable. I do believe that it's a firmware software implementation that Nvidia, if they decide to implement that, they can change. I do believe that it's not limited by the hardware. This is a powerful machine, so. And I don't believe that it's only because it has 2 GB of RAM instead of the 3. But I'm also not sure if Nvidia will ever change this. So at this moment I have to say that this is one of the limitations. Plex server Go 2019 Pro model. If you don't care about Plex server, then any of these will work just fine. And that is it, guys. Hopefully this video was helpful in some way, and if it was, don't forget that usual thumbs up right over there. My name is Roberto Jorge, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.